Another big one. Yeah, look at him. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Huh? Look at you. Good job there, Mom.
I called him my runt. He was only 9'11". John was his brother, and the combined twin weight was exceeded his weight. Comment. But he and I don't like hospitals or medical, so we stayed one night and went home, and had to take him back the next day because he had a slight case of jaundice and they wanted to do another test. But easy birth and easy baby.
Little cutie, huh? He's opening his eyes.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart.
Good job, Robbie. That's the way to have those kids. Taking him on back. Got all his paperwork there? Yep. There he is.
The day Patrick was born, so we had until like the contractions were half hour apart. Called the doctor. I don't remember the exact number, but we got to the hospital and Patrick was like 47 minutes later, 56 minutes later, something like that. Boom, done. Woman's a baby making machine. And yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. Funny little kid. He didn't smile for like the first year. Very serious.
Stoic.
Very stoic little baby. He was hell on wheels growing up. I mean, he just definitely marched to his own drum. In many ways, as a little child, he was annoying as all get out. And, it's amazing. I look at him and his strengths and the love that he's given to people later on in life. Those were his big challenges early in life. And he just did not have the social skills. He just annoyed the daylights out of people.
I was 16 and he was just sort of this, can't believe my parents are having another kid. Like, what are you guys doing? Do you know how this works? But he was, so he was a baby when I was at home, and then I went to college. And I think it was when I came back, like after college, so we really started forming a relationship. And sort of because of his age, it was always a much younger relationship. Like he and I did Mommy and Me ice skating lessons together when he was 4 years old. My mom sent me instead of him, instead of herself. But I think it's like as he got older, like he would come to me for like with questions, and like I was like a person that was not a parent, but I wasn't like 3 years older. I was much older, so I could give him some good advice or lend him money or just be there. And it was just nice to see him as he got older come into his own. We've got a lot of strong people in this family, and I think that it sometimes was difficult for him, but as he got older, like he became like unapologetically who he is. When he went to military school, when he was in 7th grade, he was there for 3 years. He really came out a different person socially.
I think he eventually ended up getting thrown out of military school, but I think it taught him. He came out of there a very different person socially, and then all of a sudden just had this huge friend network.
He came from a deep, genuine place of love.
Yeah.
And he made really meaningful connections. And I think that, today, the strongest part of his legacy today is what's left with the people that knew and loved him, and what he's done for them and how he made them feel. There's a few moments, certainly I remember one in a smaller venue, seeing Zed's Dead, and him and I just like right up front, and one of our songs coming in, and just like having the biggest, best like hug, like right there in that space. Like it was a very special moment.
Kristen and I came to my first time meeting his parents. Neither John or Patrick were home, but we were staying in Patrick's room. And just being in his room already kind of gave me a good sense of the guy that he was. And for me, just staying in his room was comforting. It was just the skateboards, the surfboards, the instruments, things like that. I thought he was a cool dude. Somebody I would get along with, somebody I would like.
The last time we were all in St. Michael's together, like earlier that year, last year, my husband and I went out with Patrick and his girlfriend. We went out to get drinks and we had dinner, and then we went to a bar in St. Michael's. And I told my mom the next morning, I said, I went out with a celebrity last night. It was literally every person that saw him. Sometimes you see people and you're from the same town. Oh, hey, how's it going? Literally everybody was coming to him, hugs, staying for conversation. And he was just so proud to like introduce me and my husband to them. But it was just the most genuine thing that I'd ever seen. Over the top. Everybody here agrees his personality and his friendship was just over the top. Nobody, my husband, neither my husband nor myself has many friends as Patrick. John actually has a lot of friends as well. I would say John knows a lot of people, but the closeness that Patrick had with his friends was even much deeper. He had a really good heart. I'm not sure where he got that in our family, but very empathetic and loved animals.
This guy, he's just, he's 92 years old. We're going down, we're driving, and, as you could tell, he doesn't want to be separated from me. I mean, he doesn't like to go up and down stairs because he's old and his hips hurt, but he was pacing outside. He knew I was here, but he wanted to be in here. And this is where he's going to stay, aren't you? And so we're going down. I guess we're going down to Charleston, or maybe we'd seen Clark already. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna bring Clark home." She's like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. We don't need another animal." I say, "It's the only living thing I got left to my son. I'm bringing him home." And he has just provided so much love. He is such an amazing, wonderful love in my heart. It's just, and we just hug. And then eventually, at some point, every night we talk about his daddy.
And what are those conversations like?
Oh, really about first time he looked at, we've got those big pictures of Patrick from his, been there almost a year, sitting on that little blue thing in the living room, and he kind of ignored him first off, and then I kind of got him to look at him, and he wanted to bite him. It was not it was like, he thought that Patrick had abandoned him.
Yeah.
So every night I tell him how much his dad loves him.
Mm.
I mean, I think I miss everything, right? I miss the whole package. I feel like he's there for more than just me, a lot of the time. And he shows up in those places where he was where he's meant to be. I'd tell him, you know, we know he's here. We know he's here for sure. And, you know, we want him to stay here with us. And, you know, but at the same time, like, we're going to do all right. You know, we'll be all right down here until we can meet again.
The way that he didn't judge people, you know, is something that I've almost never seen before. Like, he always had time for anybody. You know, anybody cast aside or you know, not, you wouldn't generally judge. Pat didn't judge. Pat was just a salt of the earth guy, you know. Yeah, he had an amazing effect on people. You know, super personal, just very special, unlike anyone I've ever known before.
The biggest piece, which is probably would be different than anybody else, is Patrick as an uncle. Like I've got 3 kids, and from the time my oldest, who's 16, was born, like he's just been such an active uncle.
Definitely the fun and the cool uncle that everybody like wanted to be around with. Nothing against Uncle John. Uncle John's really cool, but he was just like the fun, young, like do whatever kind of uncle. He just had all these like unique skills that like I've never seen. Like another memory would be he like hopped on my one wheel for the first time, which it's like this board, like a snowboard, and he was just riding it and doing all these like cool things. I'm like, what? You haven't even touched one yet, and he was just like instantly like really good at it.
Patrick was only 16 when Addison was born, so he was a kid himself, but throughout his life, he was always the uncle on the ground, playing with them, picking them up by their ankles, throwing them on top of his head, just like super engaging. And you know, it's hard because you know my kids have lost that. You know,
I remember running around on the Patriot, and me and Henry were playing with him, and he was like chasing us and picking us up. He was one of the most energetic people I knew. He was like, he didn't really seem to care what other people think, and I was pretty much the opposite, and kind of showed me that you do that as well.
Henry drove me crazy. And you know, the message that I get from God is that my job is to love that kid. Those two, I see a lot of both of them, those two. And it was amazing the relationship that they had.
So I want to talk about how Patrick was very nice. He made a lot of time for me and my brother and my sister, and he was really playful. He was always like nice, and he was like a chill person. Sometimes he could get a little like heavy, and he would do a bunch of stuff that made me really happy. I miss him a lot. He was an amazing person. And my mother loves him a lot.
I probably thank you for taking such good care of our dog, his dog. That dog has 4 beds in our house, a bed at the office, wants to go to the office every day. We have 2 little step ladders to get into the back of our pickup trucks or SUVs.
Yeah.
Because he's 12 and a half years old.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'd love to hear like I knew he loved me. Like I knew that we had a bond, even though we were 16 years apart, that there was this love. I wish he would also feel the same, that we wish we had more time together.
I would like for Patrick to tell us I would like for him to give the kids a little bit of his outlook on things, life. You know, relationships are so important to him. Taking the time to listen to people. He was a great listener, so often it's really easy to get wrapped up in what we all have going on, and I know our family does, or we're, busy, 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 go, 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 and Patrick was one to always take the time to, smell the roses, and I think he'd tell us to slow down. I think he'd tell us to chill out a bit.
I'd probably want to hear I'd want to hear him say that he's all right, that he's all right, that he's happy for the life that he got to live, to tell mom and dad that he loves them, and I'd want to hear him tell me that he loved me too.
What would you like to hear him say to his dad?
I'll be here when you get here.
Hey, it's Pat, and I have some things to say to you guys. Kristen, I love you very much. We have a very special bond, and I am so proud to be your little brother. Thank you for always showing me love and coming to visit as much as you did. I wish that we had more time together, but I am grateful for all of the good times we had.
Michael, you have a huge heart and have always inspired kindness in others. Keep doing you, brother. The world needs you.
John, I'm all right now, brother. Please continue to let our love of the truly good things in life shine through in everything you do. Never forget that the first things always come first. Also, hear this now and feel it. I love you.
JJ, I wish that we could have had more time together, but I want you to know that I love you very much. Dream big. Bobby, you are the best brother-in-law I could have ever wished for.
Always remember to listen to the things that are not being said in the room. Henry, our relationship has always been very special. I am so proud of the young man that you are becoming. I may not be there with you on Earth, but I will always be with you in spirit. Hudson, you are one of the funniest humans I ever have met, and I'm so lucky to be your uncle. You will do amazing things in this world if you keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Addison, I'm so impressed by the woman you are becoming. Mom, the conversations we continue to have are the best. You are the strongest woman I have ever known, and I love you for that. Thanks for the rum. Dad, I'll be here when you get here, and there's somebody beside me I can't wait to introduce you to. I always knew how much you loved me, and I feel it now more than ever.
And finally, Clarky boy.
Mom and Dad may feel like they are the ones taking care of you, but thank you for taking such good care of them. And when you leave them, I hope they find peace that you are finally back home with me. Just remember, we're all just walking each other home.